I haven't heard anybody talk about this, but quartz is naturally clearing. Quartz has a very naturally peaceful, pure kind of flow to it. Quartz has this amazing healing quality to it where it's constantly cleansing the area and refreshing it. Refreshing in the sense that it's helping to let go of all these karmic energies and these momentums that are pushing us in certain directions. Quartz has an amazing way of kind of clearing these out of the way, tuning into a part of yourself that just feels like, oh, like the morning, like you're waking up again, like the day is yours. Nothing's happened yet to cause you to feel any way about the day. A fresh start. This is the energy of quartz, a fresh start. The day could be anything and tunes you straight into that intention and makes it whatever you choose. Isn't that awesome? Hey, welcome back to another Vibes and Frequencies crystal video. My name's Nathan and I love crystals. I would say more than any of the other material things in this world. There's something about them, there's a magic that exists in them that allows us to tap not only to their material essence in this plane, but also the energetic other side of the mirror of reality that we're all experiencing. So they really help us to tap into our magic more than any other spiritual thing that I've ever worked with so far. So in this video, I've got this series going on, and I've got a playlist I'll tag in the description for you guys, but this is all about affordable and powerful crystals. And today's video is about, in my opinion, honestly, man, I mean, this is the frickin' most powerful crystal. But when this power is really increased, it's from the person who knows how to use it. And it's called quartz. So quartz is a master crystal, and it is the most versatile and dynamic of all crystal energies. It can be used in absolutely any way, guys. Which means that its effect profile, it just ranges more than any other crystal that you could possibly find. Our Earth is made up of all these different layers, right? We all learned it in elementary school, right? You got the magma at the core. You got the mantle, you got the crust. Now you've got thick, thick layers of quartz in our Earth. And it's my personal opinion that the way that we are manifesting in reality, I think that there's a reason why so much of our Earth is quartz. Quartz is the best crystal for expanding intention. And intention is where all magic comes from. Intention is the source of all magic. It is the source of all magical items, magical rituals, any kind of shifting that we can do in our life. And quartz is absolutely the best for this. But it's really going to come down to you. That's one of the really special and unique things about working with quartz crystals, is that it all comes to the person who's using it. Now, you could argue that this is the case with all crystals, that it's going to come down to the person's awareness and the way that they're working with it. However, so many other crystals have such a big informational entity created around them, for example, Moldavite, that someone who has no idea what Moldavite is, or even has no idea about crystals, could put it on and start experiencing effects and energy from Moldavite, because it has such this big effect profile and range. We can all share with each other, hey, Moldavite, this is about transformation. Moldavite, this is bringing crazy shit up in my life, right? This is helping me to let go. Moldavite is so freaking amazing. It was my first crystal. It started everything. I love, love, love Moldavite, and I know that you guys do too. So you could argue that this is the case with all of them, but with quartz, there's something very different about the energy that emanates from it. There's something very free and pure about the quartz energy, where it doesn't color our reality in any kind of way. So Moldavite, for example, colors our reality. Moldavite has a vibration about it that colors your experience in a way that everything starts moving faster. Everything on the spiritual path, all kinds of manifestation, everything's sped up. So this is just the example. I'm just using Moldavite to compare. With quartz, there is no specific direction that it's going to color your reality. Quartz tunes directly into the person who's using it and working with it to color reality directly from the own person's intention. So this means when we're working with quartz, it is crucial to be very intentional. So quartz is known as a master crystal, and it can be used for all chakras, all healing. You could literally do any kind of manifestation or anything with quartz. It's one of my favorites for it, and we're going to talk about that in this video. And quartz is so insanely affordable. Every single person can afford a piece of quartz. I don't care who you are, you can do it. You can get a piece of quartz, you know? You can even literally just find them on the ground all over the place on your hikes and stuff. It's amazing. So obviously you guys can tell I really love quartz. Quartz is such a prime, epic example of how you don't need to have insane amounts of money to experience epic and full energy in your life. So, as we said, quartz, you need to be very intentional. Now, here's the thing about quartz. If you're going to be wearing a bunch of quartz and holding quartz in your pocket, but your intention in the background is clouded, as in you're not someone who's exercising their awareness, specifically reminding themselves, going back to a state of awareness every time they stray from it, then quartz can actually end up creating energy and manifestations in your life that aren't necessarily going to be something that you prefer. And that's because quartz tunes in specifically to the intentional part of ourselves. So what is intention? How can we break this down really simply so that we can work with quartz in a more effective way? By the way, guys, I just decided I'm going to do a giveaway in this video. So stay tuned. It's a very special piece of quartz. I've got a handful of different kinds of quartz, different locations, and we're going to talk about that too after this. So here's how I'll break down intention. This is how it works for me. Every single person is going to feel and understand and feel their awareness in different ways based on you, your experience, and the processing abilities that you have and you're human. So for me, it's very simple. Here I am, I'm Nathan, I'm walking around, I'm talking, I'm having thoughts, I'm having ideas. I have a way that I want today to go. I want it to be a great day. I want this video to be amazing, right? I want you guys to love this video. I want this to be super powerful for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So there's this part of me that wants that. Now, a lot of us, we stop it there for intention, right? My intention with making this video, I'm making this video, I want it to be really good. That's intention. However, zoom out a little bit more, and this is where we get to the real seat of your power and all of your magic. There is a part of you that exists, not in the background as in it's not relevant and prevalent all the time, but it's in the background in the sense that to tune to it, kind of go in a bird's eye perspective. Separate from your human. If you can just imagine just here in this moment, just for the sake of a visualization, that your person isn't actually you. The human that you are is your avatar. It's a character that you're playing. Intention is the part of you that's holding the video game controller, okay? Intention is the part of you that is literally choosing your entire experience and everything that's happening. You are choosing the whole experience that the game that your avatar exists in is. That's intention. So a lot of us, without even realizing it, are actually using intention kind of unconsciously, and it's not your fault, it's not my fault. It happens to me sometimes too. Life is kind of like a dream, right? And sometimes we fall asleep a little bit heavier, and things start to be kind of more of a stream that flows, and you're just getting pulled along for the ride, right? But really in the background, there's an intentional part of yourself that is choosing that that's actually the way that life is right now. This is how reality works. It's like a stream, I'm just going with it. So we can get really, really intentional. Yes, I can want this video to be good. Yes, I can want today to be a great day, but where the real intention comes from is a part of you that knows. For example, I know that I'm making this video right now. Right? Very simple. I know that I'm holding this piece of quartz in my hand. It's reality. Your reality right now, take a moment to look around, detach from yourself, and just feel into the things and the experience around you. Who you are, what's your job, who's your partner, you know? Are you single, right? Do you have lots of money? Do you have just a little bit? All of these things are facets of our human experience that we pay lots of attention to. So realize that you know who you are. You have a general idea, an identity, and certain parts of yourself that you're attached to as being part of your story. That's the part of you that knows. This is where true intention comes from. So I have a lot of videos coming out right now, guys, where I'm going to keep talking about intention and hopefully create a lot more colorful of an explanation that everybody can tune into a little bit easier. But for now, for the sake of this video being purely about quartz and not a background conversation, we're going to move forward. But if you like this, definitely make sure to subscribe below, because I am all about intention, especially right now in my life. It is a massive part of where my awareness and energy is going. So with the quartz tunes directly into that part of yourself. So a lot of people don't actually feel quartz energy in the beginning. I remember I never felt anything from quartz. When I got Moldavite, I was freaking mind blown at how powerful the energy was and how much I could feel it and how I was experiencing all these effects like immediately. So I decided, I want to get some other crystals. And I bought some other crystals and I actually didn't feel anything from them. I didn't feel anything from the quartz at all. I was like, okay, I guess Moldavite's the only thing that has true power and the rest isn't real, right? That's what I thought. Here's the thing though. The more I moved forward in my journey, the more my awareness expanded and the more I let go of certain attachments and ideas and things that I had, the more I started to feel other sorts of magic around me. I kept zooming out as I evolved on my path and finally tuned in to realize that part of me that is choosing my experience and observing my experience. And this is when I finally unlocked the power of quartz. It suddenly became so clear to me that quartz was phenomenal. It was one of the most insane powers to this day that I have experienced. And it's because it tunes straight into that part of you that's choosing. So if you don't necessarily feel the energy of quartz, don't worry. This is an amazing sign that you are on a journey that is unfolding and there is more and more magic on its way to you. All kinds of epic and phenomenal realizations are on their way. And what a great position you are in. What an amazing human experience we're having, that things just keep getting better and better and better. You guys feel that epicness? So don't worry if you don't feel quartz. It's a sign that you're on an awesome path and everything is evolving and you are exactly where you're meant to be, 100%. We never aren't, really, you know what I'm saying? So the quartz, how can we actually work with it? Here's one of the things, well, I'll put it like this. Let's go over some of the things that you can do with quartz. Firstly, I'll let you guys know that I have a quartz video, top 10 quartz benefits, laid out very practical, just listing the benefits, going over them briefly. That's tagged below in case you want to take this conversation further. I'm just going to mention a few. Manifestation is actually my favorite thing about quartz, 100%. Yeah, it's not yellow. Yeah, it's not glowing with solar plexus stories and a whole list of effects, but manifestation is all about intention. Manifestation is all about your relationship to reality. What do you know about yourself? What are you choosing consciously or unconsciously in the background? Well, quartz expands and makes that part of us bigger. So it's actually my personal opinion that life is actually a lot more crystalline structure in nature than we realize. I think personally that this is not base reality. This is just my opinion, guys. You know, it's probably not necessarily ultimate truth. It's just the truth of my experience, that this is some kind of simulated experience, not necessarily base reality as in the ultimate truth. Now, to me, the more I work with crystals and the more I expand, the more I feel how my work with crystals and the way that it's all happening is a huge echo and reflection of the way that our universe is. So the quartz helps us to tap into this part of ourselves that is navigating this essentially video game simulation, right? It's expanding and making it bigger. So quartz, absolutely so insane for manifestation. But here's the deal, you need to be someone who's intentional for this to really work. It's all about intention when it comes to quartz. It's all about it because it tunes right into it. Now, a lot of us have been using our intention to experience a reality that we don't really like and makes us unhappy and sick. For example, 3 years ago, I lived in an apartment in Los Angeles, California city, in the city, just totally did not like it there. I didn't like the vibe, right? I lived in kind of like more of a, just like lower end kind of area. I had to work my butt off to pay rent. I was a waiter at Chili's, working every day, long shifts, going through all this stuff, and I was really unhappy in my life. The highlight of my life and my day was that I would smoke weed and watch a movie every single night. I loved that. That was like my favorite part of being alive. So I think that goes to show, because now I have a whole list of all my favorite things of life, right? But that was basically my list back then. Man, I love when the day's over and I could smoke some weed and eat some pizza and, you know, watch One Piece with Luffy the Pirate. That was like my favorite show. You guys like that show? Let me know below. I know we got a lot more in common than I think. So, this is really cool, because tuning back to this period of my life, I can see very clearly that I was intentionally experiencing that. Now, you might say, Nathan, there's no way you were choosing that for yourself. Why would you choose that? Because to be honest, I was unhappy. I wasn't feeling good in my life. I didn't like my current experience. But in the background, that part of me that chooses, the seed of the intention and the power and the magic, I was choosing literally to live a life where magic wasn't real. I was a victim of circumstance. Whatever happened, it just happened to me and I had to deal with it. I had to follow along with society and what everybody told me. Got to get a job, got to move out, get my own apartment, got to start building my life in the same direction of everybody else, right? I was choosing a life basically where I was not the one choosing. I was choosing to identify with living in a reality where things aren't in my power and are completely out of my control. And that's actually what I was choosing. I can see it so clearly now. I was literally choosing that. How funny is that? I was so unhappy thinking, oh my God, I wish things could get better. And I was choosing to be someone who wished things would be better, therefore emphasizing that things weren't already good, diving myself deeper and deeper into it. So this is the key here, is to tune into your power. My personal opinion, quartz, 100% most powerful crystal that you can do absolutely anything with. It all comes to you and your intention and your imagination and what path do you want to take. But if you aren't yet tuned to that part of yourself that knows that you are the one choosing your experience, meaning if you know how powerful you are and that you can do, be anything that you want, experience anything that you want, if you know that and you're tuned into that part of yourself, quartz is going to be amazing for you. If you personally feel like you're a victim of circumstance and like you can't control your reality and that you can't choose your experience and that things just happen to you, my personal opinion is that it's probably not a good time to work with quartz. And I swear I'm not sassing you. I've had tons of periods of my life where I fall back into that state of consciousness. There's nothing wrong with us. It's part of the human experience and it's a gift that we get to constantly fall asleep and wake back up again. It's beautiful, so don't even worry, you know? There's nothing wrong with you and you're at the perfect place, like I said. But I'd recommend not working with quartz because what it's gonna do is tune into that part of you that's choosing to live a powerless experience, and it will actually amplify that and drive you deeper and deeper and dig a huge, huge hole deeper and deeper into that experience of life. And it'll be a lot harder to get out of that karmic momentum and shift yourself back into being powerful. It can be hard because we get so caught up in the momentum of the experience, you know what I'm saying? Can you guys relate to this? So this is my favorite thing about quartz. Another thing about quartz that people don't talk about, for some reason, maybe somebody does, I haven't heard, I guess that's the more proper way of explaining this. I haven't heard anybody talk about this, but quartz is naturally clearing. Quartz has a very naturally peaceful, pure kind of flow to it. Quartz has this amazing healing quality to it where it's constantly cleansing the area and refreshing it. Refreshing in the sense that it's helping to let go of all these karmic energies and these momentums that are pushing us in certain directions. Quartz has an amazing way of kind of clearing these out of the way, tuning into a part of yourself that just feels like, oh, like the morning, like you're waking up again. Like the day is yours. Nothing's happened yet to cause you to feel any way about the day. A fresh start. This is the energy of quartz, a fresh start. The day could be anything and tunes you straight into that intention and makes it whatever you choose. Isn't that awesome? Now there's all kinds of other epic things about quartz, but that's what I'm gonna mention in this video because it's my two favorite things about it. Again, I have that top 10 benefits quartz video below. I really love quartz so much, guys. What I wanna do now is show you a few different kinds of quartz that I have. So this is regular quartz. to be honest with you guys, I don't know what location this one is from, but this is an amazing, amazing energy. This is one of the best pieces of quartz that I have that generates that pure, refreshing energy. And that's why I like to keep this with me pretty much whenever I think to bring it. It's a great, great vibe to have. So that's one of my favorites. I'm reaching in my bag here to get my others that I brought to share with you guys. So, and then we're gonna do the giveaway here too, okay? Now this, this is a piece of Diamantina Lemurian quartz. In my personal opinion and experience, this is 100 million % the most powerful quartz on the entire planet, and it always will be. Diamantina Lemurian quartz, oh my gosh, guys, I'm not even gonna get started on it. But the point is that all of them have a different kind of direction in the way that they tune into your intuition. Diamantina Lemurian quartz unlocks all kinds of powerful information within you. So to be perfectly honest, if you're someone that is feeling a little bit powerless in your life, I would say Diamantina Lemurian quartz would be awesome for you to spend some time with and just work with and listen to. Don't worry, it's not gonna screw up your whole life. I realize that that's a fear that some people have if they're not ready to be intentional, but you'll be okay. Diamantina Lemurian quartz will tune into your higher being, the part of you that knows how powerful you are and knows how much you can choose. And honestly, Diamantina Lemurian quartz tunes you into fifth dimensional consciousness. This is one of my favorite things about it. I've got a Diamantina Lemurian quartz playlist below, but guess what, guys? I'm gonna give away this Diamantina Lemurian quartz. And you know what? This is a record keeper too. And I just made a whole video about record keepers. I'm excited to give this one away, guys. I've been carrying this around for weeks, so it'll have some nice Mount Shasta vortex energy in it too. Okay, so since I just randomly came up with doing this giveaway, here's the 3 things to do to be included as a potential winner. Firstly, you gotta know that I'm not the one that chooses, it's a robot algorithm. And the algorithm chooses based on these 3 things, so you gotta do them for the robot to recognize you. Number 1, thumbs up this video. Obviously, you can understand why that's one of the things to do. Come on. Number 2 is to be a subscriber. Don't worry, because if you love crystals, we have amazing crystal videos coming out right now, guys. You will not regret it. All kinds of awesome playlists. Like the video, subscribe, and comment below. What is your favorite thing about quartz? And in that comment, what is your favorite location of quartz? If you don't know the location, that's okay. You just let me know. And if you've never worked with quartz before, just simply let me know what's the most exciting thing about quartz that we've talked about in this video that you're excited for. So those are the 3 things to do, guys. You comment below, you like the video, you subscribe, and this will enter you in the raffle, basically, with the algorithm to win this record keeper Lemurian that I've been carrying for a while here. So I'm very excited about this one. It's a great, great piece. Man, I just have such an awesome feeling about this. This is meant for you. I'm seriously telling you, I was not planning on this, but I swear to God, the Diamantina Lemurian quartz, it speaks to me more than any other crystal. It literally speaks and shares things with me. And I just know that one of you is destined for this piece. This is gonna be so awesome, I'm pumped. So I'll let you guys know who's the winner by responding to your comment if you won. And I do that in about a few weeks. I do it once a month. I do all the giveaways at once. So that's how you'll know. Just make sure your notifications are on so you don't miss it. Now, the next piece of quartz I'm gonna talk about is one that's a really exciting part of this conversation. One of the very magical things about quartz is that it ends up on a lot of other crystals. And there's all kinds of inclusions and things that can happen. There's all kinds of different matrix, which when people say crystal matrix, what they're referring to is basically the mother stone that the crystal grows out of. Mother stone meaning, here's this stone here, the crystal grows out of it, right? That's the matrix. When you get a crystal that's still in its matrix, it means it's coming with the mother stone, right? Very cool, very cool. Just different words and stuff that we use in the crystal community. It doesn't really matter, you know? So here's my favorite kind of inclusion quartz. And be weary, guys, of this one, because this one, this is something insane, all right? Here it is. This is rutilated quartz. This quartz has rutile crystals growing in it. Now, I've got a series coming where I'm going to be talking about rutile and the power of it. And I think that you guys are probably going to want to stay tuned for this, because this is one of the most mind-blowing things that has unlocked within me since last year in Mount Shasta after getting all those downloads from my crystals. Rutile is amazing. If you have a crystal that's rutilated, treasure that piece, okay? Treasure it. The magic of rutilation. We'll just specifically talk about quartz right now. You can stay tuned for the video about general and talk about different crystals. With quartz, here's the deal. The quartz is helping us to tune into that part of our intuition, right? When you have a quartz that has rutile crystals in there, there's something about the rutile crystals that makes the energy insanely direct, very direct. It makes the energy directional. So what I mean by this is, rather than just having just a blanket of energy that you can tune to from holding and working with the crystal, rather than just feeling this general energy about it, it tunes to you, just like the others, but it moves you in the direction of your intention insanely quickly. Someone who is very aware and tuned into that part of themselves that is powerful and is choosing and is observing and knows how to create the reality of your dreams, and you've already done it, guys, quartz with rutile in it will literally blow your mind. Phenakite with rutile will blow your mind. That's what I'm working with right now. It is absolutely the most insane energy I have ever felt in my entire life. Oh my God. Even Ruby, my partner, has been feeling it. We literally are having to take it out of the van because of how insane the energy is. Like, oh my God. So when it's rutile in the quartz, this is something to be very wary of, guys. Because, and I'm not trying to scare anybody or trick you guys to be afraid, but I highly recommend that you only work with rutilated quartz if you're ready to be intentional and if you trust in yourself to do this. Because the thing about rutile is that when something happens, think about how something might happen in your day, right? Maybe someone at the grocery store does something that triggers you. I don't know. Someone triggers you. Maybe one of your friends texts you something rude. What happens, I know you guys have felt this before, when all of a sudden the trajectory that you were on, the energy that you were feeling, your plan for the day, all of a sudden you lose that path. All of a sudden you get caught up in what this thought is, and oh, I'm agitated, and oh, this sucks, right? Now, what happens when we tune to that and we start kind of, what's the right word, ruminating? I don't know if that's the right word, but we just start boiling like a pot of soup, right? We start boiling with this agitation. What happens with the rutilation quartz is it immediately aligns our brain, the thing that we're thinking about, with our heart. And it will manifest things insanely quickly. With rutilated quartz, you will start to see synchronicities that will blow your mind, guys. But sometimes these synchronicities and the things that we're manifesting are actually things that we don't want to experience. Because that's the thing about rutilated quartz and basically the effect of intention in this reality in general. If your mind knows, like I know, I don't want to experience traffic on the way home, and my heart knows that I don't want to experience traffic on the way home, that's that knowing I'm talking about, guys. Both your heart and your mind know it, and in the background, you're choosing to experience traffic on the way home. I know that sounds insane, but maybe do some reflection on some past experiences you've had. When you absolutely know that you don't want something to happen and you're trying so hard to avoid it, you may as well have just made an appointment for it to happen. So the rutilated quartz, that part that manifests things both quote unquote good and bad, it is hyped up to such an insane degree, guys. And I just wanted to let you know, for me, I finally tuned to that part of myself that knows how to choose my experience. I finally know, you know, and I'm really grateful because I've got all these crystals to work with and that have been helping me learn. There's amazing books, all this information out there, and I finally found what works for me. And I've unlocked it. And the joke is that this part of me, this power, was always there. But rutilated quartz, my rutilated phenakite, the rutilated crystals, they are basically teleporting me through multiple versions of myself constantly. But sometimes I get a little agitated by something, right? Maybe Ruby and I are having an argument and I start steaming about something. Boom, instantly I'm thrown into a reality where there's all kinds of other agitating things happening. But it's also with good things too. So just keep that in mind. Quartz is a very, very intentional crystal. There's different locations, right? I have an amazing piece of quartz from Chihuahua, Mexico. Quartz from Brazil, absolutely amazing. Arkansas quartz, incredible for programming. Quartz holds Reiki very well. Quartz is amazing, guys. And I guarantee you that every single person can afford a piece of quartz. And I guarantee you that it's known as the master crystal for a reason. Because someone who is fully aware of their power and ability to choose their experience can do anything with quartz. It's that simple. And it's my personal opinion that the reason there's so much quartz in our earth is definitely connected and not a coincidence to the fact that we are living in a magical, magical realm where we manifest, experience synchronicity. Man, what a beautiful gift. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. Thanks for liking below. Thanks for letting me know what you think about the video. If you ever want to see a crystal talked about, let me know. I love looking at the comments and seeing all that stuff, guys, and I will end up making all these videos eventually. You know, I'm the crystal guy. You know, I fully embraced and accepted it. Like, this is what I'm doing with my life. This is my choice. My full choice with all my being. Thanks a lot. Much love to you, and I'll see you guys for the next crystal video.